guys, welcome back to my channel. Teresa Love here. Thank you so much for clicking. It means so much. So today I have another story time. This is another story time involving my chronic illness, and I want to bring awareness to chronic illness and invisible diseases. This is the time that I had to change eye doctors. So with my chronic illness, I cannot sit, stand, walk, or be in a certain position for a very long time. I get all those symptoms I've mentioned before in my POTS video. I can put a card up there. And chest pain, lightheaded, nausea, dizzy, like tons of symptoms. So I wear reading glasses and distance glasses, and I needed new reading glasses because my reading glasses are tiny and they're rectangles. So when I read, I can read like half of the page if I'm laying down, if I'm reading at night, and I wanted ones that were bigger, like aviator style kind of, so that they're bigger so that I can see so much more. Last year we tried to get glasses, but when I went to the eye doctor and I got tested and everything, I got the glasses and then they didn't work. And we had no idea why they didn't work, but they didn't. So we asked to do them again. So they sent me new ones and they were supposed to put a different prescription in them that I've had before. So I tried it again and it didn't work. I'm like, okay, this is weird. This is kind of odd. Okay, so we'll just give you another eye doctor appointment next year. So it was November 1st. And because of my chronic illness, since I can't sit up very long, my mom had this idea that I will just wait in the car until the doctor is ready, and then she'll bring me, we were parked right outside the place, and she'll bring me right in, and then I'll be able to do the appointment. Mom put me in the car. We had a handicap spot and I parked right in front. And she went inside and said, okay, so my daughter has this condition that she cannot sit up or stand for very long, so I'm gonna leave her in the car until you're ready, until the doctor's ready. And they said, okay, that's totally fine. And we said, awesome. So 10 minutes later, my mom came out and she helped me and I had my walker. And we walked in and we did the eye puff test, and then we went to the exam room. And I was like, oh cool, we're in here by like 15 minutes, awesome. And so I get in and she says, go ahead and sit in the chair. So I go and sit in the chair, and it's this like super straight up chair. And I'm like, can already tell this is gonna be a problem. And I'm like, okay, I'll try my best. So I'm sitting there and like 3 minutes go by and I'm like, okay, I'm definitely getting a little bit worse. And 4 minutes go by, 5 minutes go by, and I'm starting to get a tiny bit dizzy and a little bit lightheaded. And so I go like this, and I like try to slouch in the chair because I want to create the slouch as if I was reclined. So I'm like slouching and I'm attempting to sit crooked so that I can slouch, and the lady comes in and says, oh, you know, blah, blah, and she asks another thing. And then she said, oh, the doctor will be right in. Just be there in a minute. Okay, so another 5 minutes goes by. So we're up to 10 minutes and I'm kind of like, okay, I'm getting a little sicker. I'm getting a little lightheaded and kind of dizzy. And then 15 minutes go by, and then 20 minutes go by. And by this time I have chest pain. It's hard to breathe. I have heart palpitations, and I am like not able to see very well. And I'm like, honestly, Mom, I'm gonna try to lay down, but I think I'm already too dizzy to take the test. Because I said the doctor needs to do the like, is this wording better than this wording, or that wording better than that wording? I said he needed to do that first, because as soon as you shine a light in my eyes go crazy and I get vertigo. So I said you need to do that first, and then I can do the light test, and then I'll be dizzy when I go home. I'm like, okay, that's okay. And so I'm like, okay, I cannot sit here anymore. I'm feeling way too sick. My mom's like, do you want to go lay down on those chairs right there in the exam room? And I'm like, okay. So I go over there. Mind me, I'm 6 feet tall. So my head fits and my torso fits and a little bit of my hip. And I'm like curled up and I'm like laying like this, trying to just like calm my body, calm my head, just trying to feel good. And so I'm laying here and I'm getting so nauseous, I'm getting so dizzy and so lightheaded, and the room is spinning. I get such intense vertigo. Now we're at 25 minutes. It's gonna be 30, and I'm like, Mom, I cannot do the appointment anymore. I tried my best. I thought we had a plan, but I really can't do it. Even if the doctor comes in now, the prescription's gonna be wrong again because I'm not gonna be able to, I'm gonna go from laying down position to up, and then I get the vertigo, and then when he tests me, I'm not gonna have the right prescription again. She's like, okay. So she was very calm about it. She went outside to the ladies and she was like, I'm sorry, but I told you what needs to be done. My daughter has a condition. They said, oh, we'll get the doctor. And I said, no, we need to go now. And they were like, and we said, we know the doctor. We found out the doctor went into another patient's room after he was already supposed to be coming into mine. And I was just like, oh, I guess whatever, you know. And we found out he was doing the appointments for 2 doctors. So it ended up being that's why it was so much longer or whatever. So my mom was explaining to the lady, and another lady comes up and says, oh, how can I help you? My mom said, my daughter's sick. She's super sick now and we have to leave and we're not gonna come back. And my mom helped me up. I was like, I might need the wheelchair, but we didn't have it because we didn't have it in the car. So I said, I can do it. So I grabbed onto my walker and I held on, and I was so dizzy and I was so nauseous. And I walked out just super, super crippling. And we got in the car and said, we're not going back. The reason I wanted to tell you this story is because I really feel like those ladies helping were not trying to be mean. They were not trying to be rude. They were not trying to be unhelpful. They just were ignorant, and they did not know that when I say I can't sit up for 5 minutes, that's true. It's not because I'm, high maintenance or preppy or whatever and I can't sit because I'm so busy. It's like, no, because I have a chronic illness and I can only sit up for under 5 minutes. And it's not gonna help if I get into the appointment and I can't talk. He asked me questions and I can't talk because I'm so sick. So I think people really need to start realizing that there are invisible diseases out there, and the person who has them needs accommodations. They need stuff done. They need to be listened to. They need to be understood when they tell them, when they tell someone something, and especially if it's something like an eye doctor or a doctor appointment or a restaurant, something that you're the customer and you're the person that they're serving. They need to understand that this is how it is, and believe me, I do not want to be sick. I do not want any of these problems. But because I have this and I have to accept it and understand it, I have to do certain things like not sit up for more than 5 minutes or take breaks between stuff. And when there's so many people out there that are healthy and they're walking and they're running and they're dancing and they're moving around and they get to do so much stuff and live their lives, and then they see someone in a wheelchair and they're like, whoa, like that person really can't stand up. It's like, yeah, they can't. And just to create an awareness, and like next time you see someone in a wheelchair, like don't stare at them. It doesn't make them feel good to be stared at like they're an abnormality in the world when they're not. Or if you see someone with a walker who's younger or even older, don't stare at them either. I mean, there's so many different things and different conditions, and I have learned with this chronic illness that it can be to any degree. Someone can have POTS and they can be dizzy like every few days and then they're fine. Like it can be to any degree. So don't put anyone in a box and don't make them feel like they're uncool or not good enough because they're sick or because they have to have special accommodations. Treat everyone equally and everyone nicely, and this world will be a better place. I definitely want to do more of these story time videos. I really feel like it just brings an awareness to the invisible disease. Thank you so much for watching. If you could like this video, that would be awesome. And if you could also subscribe, I would love for you to join the family. Thanks for watching. Bye.